Kamaru Usman accuses Henry Cejudo of having his belt stolen as Cejudo speaks out about his hectic week. The former double champion has had a truly incredible run. Within days, Henry had his championship belt stolen and battled a hit-and-run driver. Henry described in detail how the driver attempted to escape after a car slammed into his friend's house. The homeowner and Cejudo didn't tolerate that. They moved quickly and were able to hold one of the criminals until the arrival of the police. The former champion claimed that in order to keep the individual from fleeing, he literally grounded and confined them. The fact that this collision occurred just following a neighborhood celebration with many children in the vicinity made matters worse. In addition to the severe damage, Henry also had his championship belt stolen in the same week, according to Cejudo. The fact that the belt was stolen only makes matters worse. The Camaro man also had an opinion on the matter. He thinks that Henry's bad luck is due to him being too open about where he was, suggesting that the champion may have unwittingly become a target.
Sharing in the sense to where, Henry, you let people know where you live. You said y'all interviewed all the neighbors. You got them an opportunity to be on camera. And yes, you were the forefront. You were the spokesman for all of this. And you let people know where you live. And fast forward to Mr. Dylan Rush is actually on your couch. Did you get robbed while Dylan was in there sleeping?
Well, let's bring him in. Let's see if he can.
I was in there, so the studio is connected to his house, and the only entrance is from the outside. So like from Henry's house. So
right.
It was the first time I've slept there in maybe 4 months, coincidentally. And I didn't tell Henry I was sleeping there. So when I said bye to Henry, I walk out of his house, I go into the studio, and because I hadn't told him that I was sleeping there, when I saw someone near the door, I assumed it was Henry, and I didn't say anything in the moment. I'm half asleep. I don't even know if I'm dreaming, what's going on, but I remember constantly thinking, I'm about to say, "What's up, Henry?"
Tension arose when Israel Adesanya and Dricus Du Plessis collided mere hours before UFC 314. Izzy was in town to cheer on Alex Volkanovski, his close teammate, who is scheduled to face Diego Lopez tonight. Given the significance of the occasion, Dricus was also present, but everyone's attention was swiftly drawn to the unexpected in-person meeting between these two fierce adversaries. Regarding the reported confrontation that occurred earlier today, they spoke up.
I said, when we see again, I'll try and kill you. And he goes, I'll try and kill you too. I'm glad I had a good day. And I don't like street fights. I don't like confrontation, but if you bring the problem, then I'm gonna solve the problem.
You know, I don't know what he was saying. I'm not here to say anything to him. You know, it's he will never get what he had again. You know, right now he's talking about so much outside of the sport instead of talking about what's going on in the sport that, you know, is I don't know.
Prior to Dricus flipping the switch and scoring a finish that stunned the world, their last encounter in the octagon was a competitive bout. Adesanya has seen numerous setbacks since then and has even acknowledged that he might never regain what he once had. However, Izzy was unable to control her emotions during that backstage moment. Allowing his persona to take over, the former champion threatened Dricus directly that he would kill him in the rematch. The rivalry is still going strong. Izzy also shared his predictions for tonight's title matchup between Vog and Diego. It should come as no surprise that Izzy is selecting his teammate Vog to win. This is how he explained the altercation.
His distance management, his footwork is going to be what protects him in the early rounds in this fight. So just the first round, second round, he might have to weather the storm, but I think he can also bring the storm in the second round. I think in the first round, he can bring the storm, but then not overcommit, because that's what Diego wants. He wants the firefight. He wants to draw Volk into a firefight so he can do his fucking flurries and whatnot. And Volk, it's not the second or the third shot. It's the fourth, fifth, and sixth that you have to watch out for, because you defend, you take care of stuff, but
second phase, third phase.
Yeah, second phase, the third phase, or the fourth, fifth, and sixth shots in the combo. Those are the dangerous ones.
Though he wouldn't advise it, Izzy also believes Alex might use his wrestling skills against Diego Lopez. Volkanovski's wrestling isn't discussed enough these days. People recall the cardio, the pace, and the striking, but this guy is a tank, with amazing balance and a low center of gravity. Ask Islam Makhachev, please. Islam had to put in a lot of effort to take down and hold Volk in both of their bouts, and we're talking about possibly the best grappler in the whole UFC. Volk has exceptional takedown, defensive scrambling, and recovery skills. Diego Lopez, however, is not your typical jiu-jitsu practitioner. The dude is hazardous at every turn and slippery off his back. After almost submitting Moza Evlov twice, he has been destroying opponents ever since. Vog may be a skilled wrestler, but losing to Lopez is like stepping into a web. You may escape, but it will be difficult. Critics who say the fire simply no longer exists are retaliated against by Michael Chandler. Some people think Chandler's best days are over after he endured years of fierce cage fights. Many fans and commentators are even supporting rising star Patty Pimblett to pull off the upset now that she is against him. Chandler, however, doesn't believe it. This story, he claims, is not new. He has already been counted out, and each time he's put in a difficult situation, he gives his best effort. "I've been here before," he reminded everyone, "and I'm turning up with the same locked-in focus that led to his devastating knockout of Tony Ferguson previously." Chandler sees it as a test rather than just another battle. A chance to prove that he still has it and silence the skeptics. This is huge for Patty, since she still belongs in the rotation with the top of the lightweight division. His breakout victory might be what turns him from a well-liked prospect into a serious title contender. Chandler therefore maintains his attention as the detractors speak. He intends to dispel any concerns when the cage door closes, since he is aware that this fight is crucial for both men.
I've gone out there to try to win every single fight.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think it is. And my back's been up against the wall a couple times. UFC debut, knocked out Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
Then I'm on this big run, and it's a UFC title fight, and there's really not a lot to lose, and I lose that one. But then I come back, and I'm back's up against the wall against Tony Ferguson.
Yep.
Fight
Highlight.
KO of the year, SportsCenter #1 on SportsCenter Top 10. Like, these kinds of things happen. So something wells up inside me when my back is up against the wall, and I think this is one of those fights. So that's why you got to buy the pay-per-view. You got to show up, and I will have people on the edge of their seats, if not standing up, because that's what I always do every single time I step into the octagon. I don't know, I look at the sport differently in the sense where, like I keep saying, it's not Patty Pimblett, it's a head, it's a torso, 2 arms and 2 legs, and there's a soul in front of me, and I see targets in front of me, and I get after it. So I mean, yeah, I agree. There's implications, negative implications, but there's also some very good positive implications. Right? This is a big fight.
Fight enthusiasts, what are your thoughts on this fight? Will Chandler derail the hype train and return to the title picture himself, or can Patty get past the battle-tested veteran and introduce himself to the lightweight's top 5? Comment below.